my name is Keyonna Monroe. I am a child trafficking survivor, and I am currently working with young girls and women all over the world. And bringing awareness is not even, I feel like there's no word, awareness, but bringing an understanding of how things are happening, in your neighborhoods in plain sight without even, most people acknowledging it. It's a day-to-day. And I think that there's not enough safety for women. There's not enough safety for girls. And there's not enough support when it comes to believing women and girls when they are talking about things of that matter.
So for anyone that may not necessarily know, what is sex trafficking?
Sex trafficking is when someone forces you without permission or manipulates you or threatens you, kidnapping as well, to do labor, sex labor for pay. And a lot of people think, trafficking is just sex, but sometimes it's more than that. But we're staying with that, and it happens all around the world, especially here in America. It happens a lot in school districts and in the areas around schools. You get a lot of predators that kind of hang out in those areas, in malls and so on and so forth. A lot of times, believe it or not, it happens with people that most of these girls are close to. Sometimes it's even family, believe it or not.
Family members are sex trafficking?
Yeah, a lot of times family members, will sell their children, and traffic their children for money, for paying off their debt. If you have a parent that is on drugs and they have a daughter, sometimes even boys get trafficked, believe it or not. But what they do is that's how they'll get their drugs. They'll sell their child.
Well, what's the difference between sex trafficking and prostitution?
It's really not a huge difference, to be honest. Especially for
I guess
me.
one is of self versus utilizing someone else, maybe?
Here's the thing. Prostitution is probably, most people think it's being out on a corner and you have a pimp, and you are willingly sometimes going out, standing on that corner, doing it out of fear, sometimes out of force. But with trafficking, they're not always standing out on corners like that. Their transactions are made with whomever their John Doe is, or I like to call it the charmer or 𝘲𝘲𝘪𝘯 𝘋. That's a name that I gave. A lot of people call him a Romeo, right? Where they're a little bit younger. So here's the thing. For example, you may have, let's just say, a guy who's in his 30s, 40s, 50s, however old, right? He's not going to walk into a school and talk to the girls. They will send a boy, 14, 15, 16 years old. That's a that to me, that's a
my dear Romeo.
Mm-hmm, right? And to go in there and flirt and lure some of the girls in. And the thing is, when you have so many girls with low self-esteem, right, with thoughts of unworthiness, they don't know who they are, they're trying to fit in, and they're looking for validation outside of themselves. And they get caught in that. And I know, like, I'm looking at your face and you're like, what?
No, what I'm doing is I've been mindful and working on listening. Like, I have so many questions I want to interject, but I'm making room and I want to receive everything you're saying and preparing, just receiving you.
Yeah. And no one.
And I guess I was thinking, I was like, well, here I am. Go ahead.
No. No one looks and thinks about, a 15, 16-year-old on campus, even if he's at a middle school, right? Somebody's like, oh, that's someone's older brother.
Like, oh, he's cute.
He's so cute, right? Or you'll look at a boy.
Car.
Yep. Oh, he's older.
He's taking us to McDonald's.
Like little things like that. And people are like, oh, it's probably somebody's older cousin or older brother. They think nothing of it. Absolutely nothing of it. With no questions or understand. Like, people are not paying attention. That's why I say it's hiding in plain sight. People are not paying attention to girls and their body language, who they're hanging out with, who their circle of friends are, change in behaviors, change in moods, change of, just their academics and how they're doing in school and so forth. And you have social media.
That part.
Listen, you have social media. You have people who are pedophiles with these handles that are of like cartoons or stolen identities. You get that type of stuff all the time. And to me, social media and the internet is a pedophile's playground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Get your vitamin D right here with me and get excited about